Hey guys, I want to talk about aortic stenosis and why it's so important to make sure the measurements in that echo lab, that sonogram lab, is accurate, and why before going to any type of surgery or procedure, you probably should get to a really top university center where there's specialists at this echo lab. Now, I want you to imagine that this is the heart, this water bottle that I cut up, and there's the flow from the heart through the valve. And if this is the valve, the flow is normal, right? There's no stenosis. But imagine if the valve is stenotic, see, it's narrowed. What happens here? Now, according to the continuity equation, the same amount of blood is here, flows here, as here. Has to. What happens? It's like pinching a hose. The velocity increases. And so we know if we measure three things, I'll use a tape measure, but if we measure what's called the left ventricular outflow tract here, we can't measure the valve, it's too difficult. And we measure those velocities we spoke about, the velocity here before the valve, and then we know if it's stenotic, the velocity is going to be higher over here. And we can do that with an echo. And we plug these three numbers into a formula, and voila, we calculate the aortic valve area. But there's a problem. These calculations are extremely sensitive to measurement errors. We took a measurement of that width of the left ventricular outflow tract. What if they're wrong? What if we're off by even a few millimeters? A few. It's significant because in that calculation, that measurement is squared in the final result. So a small mistake can make a mild problem look severe, or vice versa. It could make a severe valve look mild. Now, we also must measure the velocity of the blood flow. And here's the ultrasound probe. I'll use a chopstick. And as you know, of course, you want to measure the velocity of blood flow in parallel. But if we measure it not in parallel, but at an angle, we're going to make a mistake in measuring that velocity. And if we measure it at this angle, the velocity will appear to be less. And that's especially important when the blood flows through the valve. The higher that velocity coming through that valve, the more the hose is pinched, the more severe aortic stenosis. So it is essential to go to a specialized cardiac center where a dedicated team meticulously reviews every single measurement to ensure that they make the right decision for your care. You don't want to miss severe aortic stenosis.